am back again with another video. I wasn't expecting to record again this week, but here we are. I do have more time off today, so I'm recording. I just want to make a video to talk to you guys about the whole sweetness and the symbolism of the roses, and how I am realizing that the signs of sweetness has been brewing up since years. It's been years. It is a piece of hell. Oh Lord Jesus. But anyway, I just want to talk about how that energy of sweetness has always been brewing. I know I've mentioned it in other videos, but I found something recently that had me like, wow. Okay, y'all been talking to me about this, and I didn't realize it. So I went through my old Instagram account. I've been trying to delete that account for a while now, but that account just won't go nowhere. And I feel like it's because it's symbolic to my growth and my journey. But so I used to go on Instagram. I used to go by Willa the Artist, and then my Instagram account I got locked out of or something, and then I ended up changing it to Willa X the Artist, or whatever the case may be. I changed it to that because the first name was taken and I couldn't change it back or whatever. So, but I was going through that page and I was looking through different stuff, and I so happened to come across me posting a picture of a random rose with no caption, no nothing. It was posted on October 21st, 2020. It was just a pretty random rose, and I don't remember why I posted. And then I look at my bio, and it has my old bio, and it has Divinely Protected, and there's 2 roses on each side. So the energy of the rose, the energy of the sisterhood of the rose, that energy has always been around me without me fully realizing it. Because mind you, the spiritual mentor that I found, that spiritual mentor that I had at the time, I didn't meet her until like the end of 2020 going into 2021. So I didn't really learn about the sisterhood of the rose until I decided, well, my great grandmother came in a dream and told me what she was trying to do to me, and I distanced myself from her. I detached myself from her. So the energy of the rose was always around me without me realizing it. And so I also wanted to talk about how that same mentor, like, I had did a reading on myself, and that mentor was a water sign. And I remember in that reading it coming up about a water sign woman teaching me something about myself that I didn't know. And I feel like that was her purpose of why I came into contact with her. Even though she was how she was doing what she was doing, I had to stick around her long enough for her to explain that to me and get me to see that whole thing about the sisterhood of the rose. So that energy literally been around. The energy of sweet has been around. Like I told y'all before about that IMVU character, wherever we go, her name being Sweet Galore, and I didn't even realize it. Like the whole thing about somebody just came in. That's why I'm distracted, because I just heard the front door. I think my mom just came home. But so the whole energy of me realizing that I've been channeling a whole lot of different stuff, and it didn't hit me until later. Kind of like how I'm writing the book right now, y'all, and a lot of the stuff don't hit me until later, and then when it hit me, I'd be like, well, dang. So the whole thing with King Asmodeus, and actually one of my friends actually helped me figure out that King Asmodeus has been around me for a while. I really feel like he's been around me since I was a teenager, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna tell you why. About maybe a year or 2 ago, I came across one of my old Twitter pages, like from when I was a teenager. I don't even remember the name of the page now, but I came across it. How I came across it, I don't know. I don't know if I went and searched something or whatever, or and I saw a page that was following me that was like under the name Asmodeus. And I didn't even really realize it at the time. And then my friend, when she gave me that channeling session, or when she gave me that reading or whatever, she was like, girl, how you not realize King Asmodeus was around you this whole time? Like, how you not know he been around you for ever? And I'm like, I don't know. I just be chilling. I'm telling you, I pay attention, but then I don't pay attention. It's like, ooh, I see something, but then it don't register right then until later, or oh, I feel something, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, it's cool. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like when I channel stuff or when I see stuff, I don't always try to put a name to it or put a face to it or put a deity to it or put energy to it. You know, I mean, the energy is there, but I always don't try to put nothing to it, because I mean, it is what it is. As long as it's not nothing harming me, not long as it's not nothing outrageous or something that like, oh my gosh, I need to get rid of it or whatever the case may be, I really don't be, you know, acting foolish or crazy or anything like that. So the whole deal about the reason why I include King Osmodeus and Sweetness is because his energy has been around me before. Been around me for a while. As far as I know, since my teenage years. Anything before then, I have no clue. His energy been around me for a while. So that's that. Yes, he is a demon. Okay, but and everything like that. So yeah, y'all don't freak out about that. But I feel like somebody will. Oh my god, and I can see it now. What in the world is on my arm? Okay, nothing. But I can see it now. But I also wanted to talk about too, like, again, my friend. Now I told y'all that Nishad was my friend that passed away. But also too, my friend that passed away right around the time of beginning of my spiritual journey and stuff, when I started making these friends and stuff, and I was in that spiritual friend group that was like an online occult or whatever. I can do a deep dive on that if y'all want me to, because that enlightened me on a lot. But I remember having a dream about him, and I think I talked about that, the dream about him and the Temperance Angel and stuff like that. So I mean, he's been around me on and off, been showing up in my dreams on and off. So it wasn't a surprise to me. I mean, I was shocked because I hadn't heard from him in a while, but it's not like he never been around me or whatever the case. It's like it's not like he's never been there. You know what I'm saying? Now, also to my connection to, what the heck? I gotta stop leaving my window open. Because, was that a fly? I don't have my glasses on, y'all. I don't know what that was. But I have to stop. I leave my window open because it be hot in here. Like I told my road circle, my air is broken. So, yeah. A lot of times, I be sweating like hell making these videos and shit. That's why you hear the fan in the background. That's why sometimes I had the window open. If I ever make a video and the lighting is weird or something, it's because I'm making it during the day and I have my window open. I think the last video before last, I had my window open. I know the video that I recorded last night, that was like around midnight when I recorded it. So yeah. What was it? What was I talking about? Oh yeah. But anyway, so with that being said, I don't forgot what I was talking about. Just that quick. But anyway, so, but yeah, it's not like that my friend hadn't been around me ever before. Or whatever case may be. So I always knew that I was different. I always knew that I had these gifts. I remember being as young as 3 years old, and I remember seeing like angels and like talking to them and things like that. Like my mom used to tell me, like, I'll be outside playing and I'll be having full-blown conversations like somebody's out there with me, but she could never see who it was, and so she figured that was just me playing or having an imaginary friend. Whole time is angels and other spirits and stuff that I'm talking to outside. I would never forget this. So little story time. I would never forget this. So I was around maybe 8 or 9, and it was early in the morning, maybe about 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was outside playing in the backyard playing. And I should have been getting ready for, I was ready for school, but I was outside playing, but I don't know why I was in the backyard playing. And I would never forget it. I had like this toy kind of slide kind of thing that I was standing up top of, and I was like walk down it, because I couldn't really slide down it because I had gotten too big. So I would stand up there and I would walk down it or whatever. And I would never forget it. I was running around the slide, and then I happened to stop, and I turned and I looked over towards where the wooded area was, and I remember seeing this like white transparent being with wings, and it had its hand propped up on the what is the damn thing called, on the tree. It had its hand popped up on the tree, and it looked at me, and it turned its head like this, like it was like smiling, and it turned its head, and then when I went like this and said, it disappeared, and I didn't see it no more. And so I always felt that was an angel, or my guardian angel, or just a spiritual being watching over me, or whatever the case may be. So then I remember something else that happened. So this happened, I probably was around the same age. I remember going to my back door, and the way my back door at my old house was made, it had like a little awning on the top of the door where, like, if it rained, the rain would run off of, and things like that. So I just found it weird with that awning and whatever the case may be. But anyway, so I was standing out the back door on the porch, and I would always open the porch door and stand on the top step and like look at my dog and like say stuff to my dog and stuff. I would do that all the time. My parents were fine with me doing that. They knew I was doing it all. They knew if that back door was open, that's what I was doing. I was messing with my dog. But I knew not to go all the way outside without like an adult watching me, or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't do no more than stand on the top step and like say stuff to my dog and things like that, and he'll respond and move his little head around and then wag his tail and stuff. So I'll never forget it. I remember looking at the shadow on the ground, and the shadow on the ground was in the shape of a winged being. Like it was like the being was standing on top of the house, and maybe was looking down, and like the shadow, the silhouette of the being was on the side of the porch steps. I know it sounds weird, but I even found it strange because even the awning covered a lot of the sun that was direct, that would have shined directly on would have shined directly on the steps. So seeing that shadow was kind of weird, because I'm like, how did that happen? I thought the awning would extend further enough to where a shadow wouldn't appear because no sun is there. You see, y'all get what I'm saying? So I just found that weird. I had a lot of crazy stuff that happened when I was a kid. Like when I was 8, I was in 8 or 9, around the same age. I was in the 3rd grade, and I was taking the end of the grade test. Anything, I don't know about y'all, but I'm in the state of North Carolina. I don't know if every state has like an end of the grade test or whatever the case may be, but we had which we call the EOG, in the grade EOG, and I was taking that, and I felt this cool sensation on the right side of my face, and when I turned to look, I seen like a small wing that was split into like 3. It was like 3 pieces, and it was like some feathers on it, some feathers on it, some feathers on it, and it was glowing like kind of like a gold, kind of like a champagne kind of color. And when I tried to turn around to see what it was, it disappeared. So I don't know if that was an angel, I don't know if that was a fairy, but I seen something like that. And so when I was younger, and another thing that I talked about on my like old Instagram account, I was talking about the 9 order of angels and stuff like that. And I used to read stuff about that when I was a kid. Now, I was like, y'all, I wasn't even a teenager yet, and I was reading stuff about the Tree of Life, the 9 orders of angels, the stuff about Catholicism. I was reading that as a kid. Like, I would get on the computer. I would ask my teacher, can I go on the computer and research certain stuff? And she would never tell me no. She'd be like, go ahead. Like, and she never found it weird, didn't stop me from doing it or anything like that. So I went and I was researching about all these different type of 9 orders of angels and things like that. And then like in recent years, it went viral because people found out how a seraphim looked, and it went viral, and then people automatically think that all angels look like a seraphim. They don't. It's 9 different orders. They all don't look like that. Some of them actually can look like us and have wings and things like that, but they're different types. If I'm not mistaken, I think virtues and the principalities can look more like us. They just have wings, if I'm not mistaken. But you have the thrones, which they kind of look like. I ain't gonna lie, that one kind of remind me of like a fidget spinner or something. But anyway, so yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've had my own experiences with certain beings and stuff through dreams and things like that, and I've always been reluctant to share it on social media because I did not want some proclaim know-it-all spiritualist or so-called teacher to stitch my stuff, rewind my stuff, remix my stuff, and be like, well, no, you da 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 da. I did not want that to happen. I did not. And that's why I pulled myself back from talking about a lot of spiritual stuff on here, because I saw like the ways. Now, granted, some stuff needs to be talked about. Some stuff needs to be taught. Some people need that type of guidance, because even though everybody is grown, some people don't have common sense. A lot of people on social media don't have common sense. They lack critical thinking. They take everything as literal. They take social media too seriously. Like the whole thing about, what's the guy name? He makes content similar to Sheer7 in regards to like talking about men and stuff. And some creator did like a dive and was like, I can't believe y'all are falling for this and whatever the case may. Now me, when I see people like that, I take it as, now some of the stuff I might like what they're saying, I might like it or whatever the case may be, but I take everything on social media, especially if somebody that I don't know is telling me, I take it with a grain of salt. I don't take it as literal. Because even in the back of my mind, I'm like, he's talking all this stuff. Like, how is his life really? Do he have a wife? Do he have a girl? Do he do all the stuff that he said he's doing? And I'll be thinking about that in the back of my mind. But at the end of the day, social media is not a real place. Social media ain't a real place. A lot of these people come on here and they give you a character. They give you a version of themselves that they're not in their real life. They come on here, it's like a form of escapism. They come on here to escape what it is that they're really doing, okay, or what it is that they want to hide from, or whatever the case. I do present myself as who I am. What you see is what you get. This is me. This is Willa Ray. What you see is what you get. But if I wanted to wipe everything away on social media, come on here, create a different persona, present myself as that, build a platform off that, build a following off that, I could. Because at the end of the day, really, on social media, you can create your own world. That's why I disagree with people when they say that people that delete disrespectful comments or delete people arguing with them are scared. No, I feel like when you make a page, create a page and you put a name to it, something that's relevant to you, or whatever the case may be, like, I feel like when you make a page, that's your own social media sanctuary. And when somebody is coming on your page, even though it is public, but when somebody is coming on your page, feeling like they can say whatever they want to say, do whatever they want to do, and nothing be done about it, you have a right to block that person, to delete that comment, to remove them, because that's your page. You want to have your page a certain way. You want to hold a certain energy, hold a certain aura on your page. You have a right to do that, and you shouldn't let other people dictate that. So I just wanted to put that out there. So I do delete when I do get negative comments. I do delete them. I know on Threads I had posted something in regards to Chris Brown, and it wasn't anything negative. I was saying like how if people say certain things about him, I tend to block them. I don't argue with them. I just block them. And a couple of people read the post the wrong way. And I thought about it. I did respond to one of the people, and I was like, clearly you did not understand my post. Read it again. But then I thought about it. I was like, I don't really have to explain myself to people. The people that get it, get it. The people that don't, they don't. And so I ended up deleting the comments, but then I just ended up deleting the whole post because it was more and more people that came under there, and it was being ignorant. And I don't want my page to have that type of energy of people just coming over there being crazy. So that was my whole purpose of deleting it. Like I said, like, your page is your social media sanctuary. Some people may not agree with that. I agree that now when you get to a certain point where you're bigger, it may be harder to delete every negative comment or whatever the case may be. And that's normal. I mean, if you got 2 million followers and you a famous person, you don't have, and you probably get like over millions of notifications a day, you're not going to have time to see every negative comment or respond to it or delete it. That's different. But I mean, if you're a smaller creator, you have a right to do that. And I mean, and I don't disagree with so celebrities responding to negative comments either, because at the end of the day, they're human beings too. Just because they're a celebrity don't mean you get the right to say whatever you want to say about them either. So don't be surprised if they actually take the time to respond. But yeah, this video is now at 21 minutes. I am gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is a random recording because I wasn't expecting to record today. So thank y'all so much for all the love, support, the reads, comments, all of that. If you are, because today is the 4th of July, if you are going out today, please stay safe. I don't think I'm gonna do anything today. I think I'm gonna just relax and maybe watch some movie or something. But y'all have an amazing day, amazing week or weekend or whatever. I love y'all so much, and until next time, peace.